It's a mistake. And two generations can't happen to make the same mistake. You've not seen their future, you don't know. So relying on them might be.
Yeah, so we are back again, and I told you we'll be back. And here I still have Mr. Peter Emmanuel into a different topic now, which has to do with the retirement age of civil servants and how they are faring after service. So, Mr. Peter, I would like you to explain to us what do they mean by retirement age, which the government are planning to increase.
Yeah. Thanks once again for having me and greetings all over the world. When it comes to retirement happens to be the stage whereby you can no longer work for the government, whatsoever government ministries, agencies, or departments that you were working for.
But you may still be actively able to work for other private businesses or your own businesses, but you can no longer work with the government.
For the government at a certain age.
Okay.
So depending on the age that government has actually earmarked as their own retirement age.
Okay. So currently, what is retirement age?
It is 60 years.
60 years.
That is 35 years of active service or 60 years of age, depending on whichever affects you as an individual.
Oh, okay. But is it better to reduce or to increase the age?
Yeah, sincerely.
Based on experience so far, like you say, your parents are civil servants, right?
Sincerely, based on what I've seen, and been involved in, I think it will be better for government to come to a consensus of reducing the retirement age, and
or the year of service, right?
Which is actually the year of service, depending on whichever affects the individuals. Because some people get into working for government at a very early age, so they happen to spend the whole of that 35 years with the government, while some people get to government maybe at the age of 30, at the age of 40, and don't spend that 35 years, but their age, which is 60 years, actually happens to affect it. But I think the best thing for government to do, based on experiences that I've had and that I've seen, I think it would be for government to reduce that retirement age and let workers get immediate access to their pensions, so they can also have a plan for their lives.
Are you saying that workers don't normally get easy access or don't get access at all to their pension funds?
They get access, but not an easy access.
Can you explain?
Some happen to die at the process of trying to get their pensions. Some happen to die at the process of getting their pensions. Because when it comes to getting pensions, sincerely in Nigeria, it takes a lot of pensioners. There are some pensioners who will be told to, okay, they need to come to Abuja for some documentations. But the truth is this, these people started working, let's say they've been working for like 20-25 years. Deducting their monies was so easy for you guys. You understand? On a monthly, you are always
now giving them their money back.
Giving them their money. You now begin to tell them to come up with some documents, to come up with some letters, to come for some kind of verifications to get their funds. These processes was not involved while you were deducting the monies from their salaries. When it comes to giving them the entitlement, you begin to eat them with so many demands, and so many of them, because they happen to retire in such an old age, it begins to tell on their health. How do you tell a 65-70-year-old man to begin to travel twice a week, 3 times a week from Lagos to Abuja to do some verifications, to do some documentations, because he wants to collect what his entitlement is,
what he has saved for himself
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be.
Well, I think the idea of this pension fund is for you to be able to save for your future, so that when you retire, because from my understanding about the government job, when you retire at that 65, it shows that you are weak, you are old, so you're able to just stay back and enjoy yourself. So as you are working over 35 years, you save towards that time. So when the money comes, you can enjoy yourself. But you are saying now that the stress of collecting, is that why you are on the opinion that the retirement age should be reduced? So if your retirement age is reduced, and just for example you retire at the age of 45 or 50, so who will employ you at that time? Which private body will employ you at that time? And how will you survive the life before death comes?
Thank you, biggest TJ. Why I would go for that opinion, which is that the retirement age be reduced and workers be entitled to immediate payment of their pensions, is this.
Immediate.
Yeah, immediate payment. Supposing after retiring at the age of, let's say, 60 years, these pensions are being paid immediately, it will be better. So at least the individual will know that, okay, for the remaining years of my life, maybe it's 30 or 40 years I will spend, let me just be enjoying my pensions. After all, it's something I've worked for. But it's such a pity that some of them wait for like 10 years, 15 years.
Before they get their pension?
Yeah.
Is
Before
this
they get
real?
their pension. Yes, I'm talking from experience. Based on the fact that I have uncles and parents who have worked with the government.
Okay.
You understand? They don't get access to it. Some of them go as far as borrowing funds, all in the name of saying, I was called to Abuja to come do some documentation. I was told to bring the first letter, my first appointment letter.
35 years ago.
35. In some cases, you hear things that I was told to bring the first pay slip.
Wow.
I got. I'm telling you, in some cases, I had an uncle who told me that he was told that his signature.
They didn't
complain all this while. So they said the signature on one document is different from a signature on the other document.
Because of that, we not see it.
In some cases, you hear that they say the passport photograph
is old and
it's old. It doesn't depict the individual. For crying out loud, do you expect the same person to
35 years ago to still be the same person right now?
Some silly excuses, but it's just all this thing is just a means of holding this monies to some set of individuals.
But my question,
if they are to retire at the age of 60, if the pensions could be given to them immediately, then that's a fine initiative. But the way it is now, it has never been done so. It has never been done so. They keep giving them peanuts.
But my question is that they'll be paid salary till they have 60s.
Yeah.
If it's now increased to 65 or 70, you know that their future for that 10 years extra is secure because they'll be earning salaries. They don't have to struggle to work, to eat. They will be fine.
But tell me, the truth is this. You are
no
longer working. The truth is this. Majority of them, even while working with the government, they might have one or two side hustles to complement the meager salary. Because the truth is this, government pays meagerly in Nigeria. Our minimum wage is nothing to write home about in Nigeria. It is nothing, despite the fact that we thank God that the Tinubu regime has come up with a kind of increase. But the truth is this, it hasn't even been paid till now. I'm talking of the federal civil servants.
Even if it's being paid,
even if it is being paid.
When minimum wage was 30,000 naira, Buhari's time, we were buying bag of rice for 40. Now minimum wage is 70,000 naira. Bag of rice is 135.
Close to 100. Yeah,
it's more than 100.
Even more than 100. Based on now,
it's 135. So if you see the minimum wage, it has never been enough.
It has never been enough. The cost of transportation now is double, triple.
Yeah, but the fact is, let us not deviate. But the fact is, extending this age range also help them secure their future to an extent. Okay. What do you think about that?
To me, I don't think it is extending in a positive way. I'm thinking it is just extending the doomsday for them.
Wow.
It is just extending the doomsday for them in the sense that, okay, now these people are no longer working and you are paying them. You say you are paying them salaries. The truth is this, when he is no more working, how would he cope with that salary? He has bills to pay. And the truth is this, at the age of 60, 65 years after retirement, what other hustles does he want to do? Who would employ a 60, 65-year-old man? And that is why nowadays you see that banks employ old people. That is the only job they can do. Securities. That is the only job they can do. But tell me, would you put your life in the hands of an old man? Gatesmen. God bless you, sir. Just gatesmen. That is what they do. Just open gates and close.
That's touching.
So collecting meager salaries. That is why I am of the opinion that if they retire at the age of 50, if government enforces 50 years to be the age of retirement, and make sure that at that month of retirement, they pay them whatsoever amount is due to them. The full implementation, if it's 10 million.
There should even be an extra compensation for working with the government.
Yeah.
It should be, because if you have been building a business for yourself for 35 years, that business should be able to come out well for you. So if you spend your life 35 years working with the government, I think aside the stipend that will be taken from your salary as pension, there should be a form of compensation for the government.
Yeah, you are right. There should be. But the truth is this: we just need to start from somewhere. Let's first of all get what we are entitled to. Let these people get what they're entitled to, which is their pension. Then any other kind of compensation can come later. But what they're actually entitled to for that period of time they have worked with the government, let them be paid immediately, if that will be the salary they will get at the month of retirement. Now tell me, at the age of 50, you already know that, okay, at the age of 50, regardless of the year I enter into working with the government, at the age of 50, I will stop. So that would begin to, you understand, encroach into your mind that, okay, I need to start preparing, because it is a must at the age of 50. I am getting this particular amount. If it's 10 million, depending on how I've calculated when I'm retiring and the level I'm retiring, okay, it will now begin to force me into begin to think and begin to look for means and begin to look for businesses I can delve into. And the point is this: even if at the age of 50 I get my funds, 100% of my funds, and at the point of doing the business I make a mistake, I still have some years. I can still correct my errors. You understand? Unlike if at the age of 65 or 70, I get my money at the age of 70, I make a mistake in business. At what age do I want to correct my errors? At what age? Is it when I'm using walking stick? No. But if I make the mistake at the age of 50, I can still make corrections. Understand? Because I will still have the energy to do one or two things, go one or two places. Unlike when I'm old and elderly. So I'm of the opinion reducing the retirement age to 50 at immediate payment.
From coming from a home where both parents and uncles and civil servants, some of them have retired for years. So from the experience, in conclusion, what do you think is the best? What do you suggest? Because whatever we think is what government think is best that they will implement. But in your opinion, what do you think is the best for the government to do in ensuring that our elderly who are just being retired to not go around doing security jobs, should not go around opening gates for younger ones, should not go around starving or begging on the street. Somebody who has once worked with the government now cannot even afford a meal, begging. So what do you think? What is your opinion?
I would advise, let governments take their elderly very serious. Because any country that grows, any country that is successful, it has to do a lot with the elderly. If the elderly statesmen are not being taken care of, then it tells a lot about the future you are creating. Because if a child sees that his father or mother who worked for the government wasn't taken proper care of, what future are you trying to create for that younger ones? He begins to feel that working for the government is a waste of time. My dad worked for the government, my mom worked for the government, and there was nothing they benefited. So it begins to create an image in the life of that child. Let me begin to look for means, regardless of the means, in order to secure my own future, because my parents who worked for the government wasn't secured. So another thing is this: let government reduce the retirement age to 50, which I think it's better, and let them ensure immediate payment of the pensions. Not 50%, not 20%, not 70%, 100%. This is money they've saved for a period of years. Let them ensure immediate payment. It is not left for the individual
to manage.
What can you do? Exactly, because I already know once I want to enter at the age of 50, I am getting out of this service. So it will begin to help me to begin to plan, to begin to get businesses.
What you are saying now reminds me of something. I have a question. Okay. The next question now is, assuming people used to say that, is it okay to see your children as your retirement benefit? Because as you are working with the government, you are getting paid. You are seeing your children through school. We all know that the future of the country. We all know the way the country policies are. So, do you think it's okay for parents to actually depend on their children as retirement benefits? so that at least you don't have to rely more on government for this.
So the truth is this: relying on your children as your retirement benefit for a future you don't even know what will come out of. It's a mistake, and 2 generations can't happen to make the same mistake.
True.
You made the same mistake and you're expecting your children to do. No, you can't. You've not seen their future, you don't know. So relying on them is a mistake. The best you can do is just to invest in whatsoever way you can invest in these children. Just invest.
Because investing in them is your responsibility.
Yeah, it is your responsibility.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're supposed to do. Invest in them. Understand? If it's
will come tomorrow at a government job, probably.
Yeah,
then have a wife and children.
Have a wife and
what is even any man able to take care of himself?
Because yours is not enough.
Then you are now asking to.
Exactly. You understand?
Okay, so this is where we wrap it up, and thank you for watching. And if you have comments, please, I know you have comments. Or if kindly drop your comments in the comment section. Let's